Hello students, I think your preparation is going very nicely for your IIT JEE 2018. So I hope you people have all downloaded this paper to give the examination in an examination atmosphere at home. So now we will start with the complete video solution for this part test 2. Okay, now those who have not downloaded, I have given the link below. So you just download the paper from there. And you can, because I'm not going to write, questions every time. Every time I will not going to write the options. I will just say it verbally. So it is better if you can keep the question paper in front of you so that whenever I say about the options, you can directly go to that question and see the options, whatever is given there. Is it clear to you? So it is always advisable to keep the question paper in front of you. Is it clear? In the first question, they have given us that the ninth term of this expansion is 660. Is it clear? So, what is our ninth term? Which is nothing but T8 plus 1, which gives you 11C8. Is it clear? So this is our ninth term, which is given as 660. Okay? Now let me just simplify this term. 11C8 can be written as 1 by 3 to the power log base 3 to the power x minus 1 plus 1, which is nothing but your 660. So what we are getting from here, three to the power x minus 1 plus 1 equals to 660. Is it clear to all of you? Now, 9 to the power x minus 1 is there, so I can write this thing as 9 to the power x divided by 9, and if we take the LCM, so in the numerator we are going to get 9 to the power x plus 63 divided by 9. Similarly, for the denominator, if we go for 3 to the power x by 3, and if we take the LCM, we are going to get 3 to the power x plus 3 divided by 3. Okay, and then that 3 and 9 will get cancelled, so it will be divided by 3 only. So it is 165 divided by 3. Let me just denote this thing as, 3 to the power x, I am writing it as a. Okay, 3 to the power x, I am writing it as a. So what we are getting? It is basically a square plus 63 divided by a plus 3, which is equals to 660, which implies this will get cancelled and we are getting 55, and if we cancel this, we are going to get a square plus 63 divided by a plus 3 equals to 660 divided by 55, which will give you 12. So we are getting basically a square plus 63 equals to 12a plus 36, right? So if we take everything in the left hand side, so we are getting a square minus 12a plus 63 minus 36, 27, which is equals to 0. So that gives you a minus 9 into a minus 3 equals to 0. Therefore, your a is either 9 or your a is 3. When a is 9, that is 3 to the power x is 3 square, implies x is 2, or 3 to the power x equals to 3 to the power 1 implies x is 1. Therefore, your x can be 1 or 2. Is it clear to all of you? Therefore, your option B is correct, right? Your option B is correct. Have you understood this problem? In question number 2, they have given us a suffix k plus 1 equals to a suffix k square plus a suffix k, and a1 is nothing but half. Now 1 by a suffix k plus 1 is nothing but 1 by a suffix k if I take common, so it is a suffix k plus 1, which can also be written as 1 by a suffix k minus 1 by a suffix k plus 1. Is it clear? Now let me take this thing this side and 1 by a suffix k plus 1 in the right hand side. So what we are getting? 1 by a suffix k plus 1 is nothing but 1 by a suffix k minus 1 by a suffix k plus 1. Now in place of k, we are putting 1, 2, 3 till 100. So what we are getting? 1 by a1 plus 1 equals to 1 by a1 minus 1 by a2. 1 by a2 plus 1 will give you 1 by a2 minus 1 by a3. 1 by a3 plus 1 will give you 1 by a3 minus 1 by a4, and this thing goes on. So 1 by a suffix k plus 1 will give you, k means I'm going till 100. So it is a suffix 100 plus 1 will give you 1 by a suffix 100 minus 1 by a suffix 101. Is it clear? Now if I add the corresponding sides, in the left hand side we are getting 1 by a1 plus 1 plus 1 by a2 plus 1 plus 1 by a3 plus 1 plus dot dot plus 1 by a100 plus 1. That exactly what we require, what is required, na? Yeah. Plus 1, which is equals to, look it carefully, this goes off, this goes off, so automatically this and the last term of the previous part will get cancelled. So we are left with 1 by a1 minus 1 by a101. Is it clear? Now you observe one thing, that your a1 is half. If a1 is half, then what about your a2? Look it carefully. In place of k, if I put 1, so we are getting a2, which is nothing but your a1 square plus a1. a1 square is nothing but 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2, which gives you 3 by 4. Am I correct? Now what will be your a3? Tell me fast. What will be your a3? a3 will be nothing but a2 square plus a2. That is 9 by 16 plus 3 by 4. So that gives you what? If I take 16 LCM, is it clear? Which is greater than 1. So a3 itself becomes greater than 1. Therefore, we can say that a suffix 101 will be definitely greater than 1. Is it clear? Therefore, your 1 by 1 a suffix 101 is less than 1. Yes or no? Which is definitely greater than 0, right? Because everywhere it is all the suffix of a are greater than 0. So 1 by a101 will be greater than 0 but less than 1. Why it is so? Because your a101 is greater than 1. Therefore 1 by a101 will be less than 1. So it is basically a fraction. That is what I want to say is this part is a fraction. Do you accept that? Okay. Now 1 by a1. a1 is half. So 1 by a1 will give you, I'm doing it here, 1 by a1 will give you 2 minus, this is a fraction. Is it clear? Now if I take box of this part, so box of this part also, now 2 minus some fraction and the box of that will give you what? 1. Is it clear? Therefore, the value of the given expression, that is, which is p, is nothing but 1. Therefore, they have asked us to find out the value of p plus 4. So P plus 4 will be nothing but 1 plus 4, which is nothing but your 5. Is it clear to all of you? Now, therefore, your option C is correct. Option C is correct for question number 2. Okay? Now, in question number 3, they have given that 3 successive terms of a GP with common ratio R, which is greater than 1. R is greater than 1. Okay. Now, let the 3 successive terms of the GP be A, AR and AR square. Okay, where R is greater than 1. Therefore, we can say that your AR square is greater than AR is also greater than A. Is it clear? Therefore, among these 3, the largest is AR square. They said that these 3 terms form the sides of a triangle. These 3 sides form the sides, these 3 terms form the sides of a triangle. Therefore, since it forms the sides of a triangle, so we can write that the sum of the 2 smaller sides is always greater than the largest side. Is it clear? This is the property of the triangle. So what we are going to get here? Now, if we solve this one, what we are going to get? R square minus R minus 1. If I put this thing as 0, so R is coming to, so it is basically 1 plus minus under root 5 by 2. Therefore, R we are getting it as 1 plus root 5 by 2 as well as 1 minus root 5 by 2. So from the number line itself, we can say that your R is lying between these 2 values, right? But they have said that R is greater than 1 because this is coming to be negative. They have said that R is greater than 1. Therefore, we can modify this as R is greater than 1 but less than 1 plus root 5 by 2. Is it clear? Now, think about it. What is root 5? It is approximately 2 point something, 2.25 or whatever. It is 2 point something. Now, 2 point something plus 1 gives you 3 point something divided by 2. It is 1 point something. Okay, so R is lying between 1 and 1 point something. Don't find out the exact value because we don't need it. So R is lying between 1 and 1 point something. Therefore, your box R will give you nothing but 1. Am I correct? Box R will give you nothing but 1. Now, what about your minus R? Minus R will lie between am I correct? This is what? Minus 1 point something. So minus R is lying between minus 1 point something and minus 1. Therefore, your box of minus R will give you what? It's nothing but minus 2. Is it clear to all of you? Now they have asked us to find out the value of, they have said to find out the value of box of R and box of minus R. So that gives you what? 1 minus 2, which is nothing but your minus 1. Thus, your option A is correct for question number 3. Is it clear to all of you? In question number 4, they have given fx equals to 2x plus mod x and gx equals to 1/3 2x minus mod x, right? Now, let me just redefine this function. So, fx can be written as 3x when x is greater than 0. This can be written as x when x is less than 0. Similarly, your gx can be written as 1/3 x, that is x by 3, when x is greater than 0. And it can be written as x when x is less than 0. Is it clear? So these are the redefined function fx and gx. They have given hx equals to f of gx. Okay? Now let me just define the function hx. Look it carefully. Which is nothing but your gx is less than 0. Is it clear? Now, in place of this gx, look it carefully. In place of this gx, I am putting x by 3. So what we are getting? Your hx can be written as x. When in place of gx you have put x by 3. So we will write x by 3 is greater than 0 and x is greater than 0. So after simplifying, we will get that your hx is nothing but x when your x is greater than 0, because it is satisfying this as well as this. Is it clear now? Okay. Now in place of this gx, I am putting x. So what we are getting? We are basically getting 3x when x is greater than 0, and we are coming from here where x is less than 0. Now will you get the function? Here we are saying that x is greater than 0 as well as we are saying x is less than 0, which is not possible. Yes or no? Therefore, your hx equal to 3x is not possible. Is it clear? Now, in place of this gx, I am putting x by 3. So what we are getting? It's x by 3, where x by 3 is less than 0 and x is greater than 0. X by 3 is less than 0 means x is less than 0. X is less than 0 as well as x is greater than 0, which is again not possible. Is it clear? Next, in place of this gx, I am putting x. So we are getting x is less than 0 and it is coming from here. Again, it is x is less than 0. Is it clear? So if you simplify, we are going to get x again when x is less than 0. Is it clear to all of you or not? Absolutely. So hx we are basically getting equals to x when x is not equals to 0. Is it clear? When x is not equals to 0 for all values of x, your hx is coming to x only. Okay. Now let us come for the given limit. Limit x approaches to 0, 3 sine inverse. It is again a composite function. Is it clear? Now, if I take, now first of all, you must remember, you must know this, you have seen already that your hx is nothing but your x. So this whole part, hx is x, then again hx is x. So ultimately this whole part will give you simply x. So we are getting what? Limit x approaches to 0, 3 sine inverse x divided by x squared plus 3x. In this case, your x is not equals to 0. Is it clear to all of you? Now, limit x approaches to 0, 3 sine inverse x by x into limit x approaches to 0, 1 by x plus 3. Is it clear? So we are getting, this is nothing but your 1. So we are getting 3 into 1 by 3, which gives you 1. Is it clear? Therefore, your option B is correct. Your option B is correct for question number 4. Absolutely clear to everybody? In question number 5, they have given L equals to limit x approaches to 0, sine ax minus sine x minus x by x cube. And they have said that this limit exists and finite, then find the value of a and L and a. Is it clear? Now, we all know that the expansion of sine x is x minus x cube by factorial 3, x to the power 5 by factorial 5 minus dot 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 till infinity. Is it clear? So, your L can be written as, if I expand this sine ax, sine x. So what we are going to get here? Sine ax, if I use the expansion formula, what we are going to get here? Ax, because here x is nothing but ax. A cube x cube by factorial 3. A to the power 5 x to the power 5 by factorial 5. Minus, again for sin x we are going to get x plus x cube by factorial 3 minus x to the power 5 by factorial 5 plus, and minus x is there, divided by x cube. Is it clear to all of you? Now what we are going to get here is, we are getting minus x over here, and x is there, so we can write it as a minus 2x minus, look at carefully here, if I take, you see this one and this one, they are having x cube, okay? So we are taking x cube common, so we are left with a cube by factorial 3, that is 6, minus 1 by 6 x cube plus a to the power 5 by factorial 5 minus 1 by factorial 5 x to the power 5, and this thing goes on, right? Divided by x cube. Now look at carefully. They have said us that this limit exists. You see, if this limit exists and if this part remains, then this limit will become undefined. Is it clear? Because here the power is, in the numerator we are having x and in the denominator we are having x cube. So this term cannot exist. Now, this term will not exist only when a minus 2 is nothing but 0. Because if you make this term as 0, then there is no term in the numerator which is which is less than the denominator power of x. Is it clear? Therefore, this part will become 0. That implies a is nothing but 2. Okay? Now, if this part becomes 0, look at carefully. So, what we are going to get here? Limit x tends to 0. If I put this part as 0, so we are getting minus a cube by 6 minus 1 by 6 plus a to the power 5 by factorial 5 minus 1 by factorial 5 into x square plus, and this thing goes on. Is it clear? Because if I divide it by x cube, so from this term onwards it will have higher powers of x, more than 2. So all these parts will get, from this onwards, every term will become 0. So we are left with what? Minus a cube by 6 minus plus 1 by 6. Is it clear? So we got L is nothing but minus a cube by 6 plus 1 by 6. Now we already got that a is 2. Therefore your L will become minus 8 by 6 plus 1 by 6. That gives you minus 7 by 6. Is it clear? So a is 2 and L is minus 7 by 6. Therefore, your option D is correct. Option D is correct for question number 5. Have you understood this?